Well, I hear that train a-comin', well, it's rollin' round the bend. I ain't seen no sunshine since I don't know when.
Rotary was an adjunct to it all. I guess I joined in 1982, if memory serves me right, and I received a call from a couple of prominent businessmen in town, and they said, we'd like to have a chat with you. And then they said, well, we'll be open with you. We're here on behalf of the Rotary Club of Christchurch, and we'd like you to consider becoming a Rotarian. And they said, well, it's an organisation where it's service above self, that there are talents in the community of people who are in leadership positions, and those talents we feel should be applied to helping other people, many of whom are not as fortunate. So I thought about it. Naturally, you wonder whether you've got time to do all of these things because you're so busy. Then I thought, hey, it's only right and proper. You give something back for the privileges you've been given. So I joined, haven't regretted 1 minute of it. Being a president for a year, it was a great challenge because I was very busy at work. I think it was a great learning thing when you realise that you couldn't do it all yourself and that you had to delegate to people, and the way people took on and helped you and you saw them grow, it was just a real win-win situation. So I grew greatly, but because I couldn't do it all myself, through delegation you saw other people grow. What it's done for me is to help me realise that everyone can make a contribution, and quite a huge contribution. Too often people end up thinking that they're indispensable and that, well, not now, they're not ready for it and all that. Rotary, you get chucked in the deep end and encouraged, and it's just great because people will always swim. They'll never let, other Rotarians will never let the person sink. And to me, if you can kind of use that fundamental ethos or principle or values in any organisation, it's going to enhance that organisation because that's what makes an organisation really go. And I've always found people fascinating in how everyone is so different, you know, how everyone is so unique, which I think is just the extraordinary thing of you know, humanity really.
I was meeting with one of our grant funders. We just happened to be talking about my organisation, and he said to me, have you ever thought of joining Rotary? And I said, well, I was in Interact when I was at school, but I haven't really thought about it. And I had the usual, I think, objection that a lot of people said. I said, I'm far too busy for that. And he said, look, I think you'd really enjoy Rotary. It's really great. Why don't you come along to a couple of meetings and see if you like it? So I did, and I got pretty captured by it, really. I thought before then that it was just men, and that I thought maybe it had a bit of a stuffy reputation, but once I got in there and went to these meetings, my ideas completely changed, and I've been a Rotarian ever since. Being friends with a whole different group of people, and being in an association where you've got people a lot older than you and some people who are younger than you, people who've got really diverse ideas about how to do things. I've also broadened my ideas about what I can do within the community as well. Acting locally, I think, is something that I've also learned a lot from, particularly in the club that I'm in now. We're a very, very busy club, and we're really intimately connected with the community that we operate in. So the sort of think global, act local, it's certainly something that I've learned.
My name is Robin Bissett. I'm in my early 60s, and I am a member of the Rotary Club of Christchurch. I became a Rotarian in 1993, and so that makes it 17 years. And I was invited to by one of the medical colleagues at my place of work. So it was quite an honour, and I was delighted to have that opportunity. The opportunity to be able to help people or groups of people that perhaps wouldn't otherwise have assistance that we are able to give them, and the fellowship of a variety of different people from all sorts of walks of life that I wouldn't normally come across in my work life. Being awarded a Paul Harris Fellowship was a very proud moment, and then the next enormous challenge that I was very proud to partake in was becoming president of our club. I am a nurse by profession, and so that caring and wanting to give to others is something that I've done all my life, really, but it's an opportunity to do it in another field apart from my work environment. I have 2 daughters and 2 stepchildren, a stepdaughter and a stepson, and 5 wonderful grandchildren that range in age from 5 to 5 months. I'm a keen gardener, but I certainly don't have a special garden at all, just one that we enjoy being in. I enjoy music. I play the double bass in one of the local orchestras. Enjoy handcrafts, walking, love sport. Not that I'm more of a spectator now than when I was a little younger, shall we say. I think it's a wonderful opportunity to be able to assist people. It is an international organisation as well, so wherever you go in the world, there is always another Rotary Club that you are able to go and visit, and it's really interesting being able to see how other people do things and what projects and challenges and things they have in their own communities.
I guess the most unusual thing about me is the fact that my primary sport that I follow is V8 supercars. Anything with a V8 in it is great. So yeah, motor racing, motorsport. I travel all over New Zealand with my husband going and watching motorsport. And he and I are both also quite heavily involved with an organisation called KPH, which stands for Kiwi Petrol Heads, which takes kids who have got disabilities or chronic illness or who are terminally ill and their parents to motorsport events free, and gets them inside the pits, and they get to meet people like Greg Murphy and actually spend time with them. So we're quite involved with that. I tend to look to people like Nelson Mandela and Maya Angelou and Margaret Mead and people like that. People come into my office and they kind of laugh because my whole wall is just plastered with them. There are a whole heap of very wise people who tend to say some very, very wise stuff that you can plaster on your wall, and if you're having a lack of inspiration moment or you're worried about something, you think, oh, I've got something on my wall that will help me with that.